All right, I'm going to go over some best practices working in Fusion 360 that will help you out a lot with this project. So just a couple of things to bear in mind. You want to have a new design, and you want to make a component. So you open up your new file, you click over here to new component. Okay, the component, we'll just call it piece 1. And you rename it so you know what it is, and then okay. Okay, now you have a new component. All right, so I know I want to make a couple of components. Just do a couple of them because I know I'm going to say piece 2. Okay, so now see how this is accidentally nested inside there. That's what we do not want. I'm going to Command Z to undo that. So I want to be making sure I'm up here, right? Like the first thing I want to do is let's just save it. It's always good to start saving. So I'm just going to do practice. And I'm going to put it in my learning. You're going to put it in your student account. Okay, so now I want to make sure that I'm up here on this level. Okay, so now I am going to get a new component and call it 2. Okay, so see how it's now not nested inside this one, it's its own component. So if I clicked on here and then started a new component, it would be inside here, which is something you might want to do, but make sure that you're on this one when you're getting a new component. Try one more time. I'm going to do piece 3. Okay. All right, so now I have these 3 components, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now I want to actually make this one. So I'm going to click on here. Always start with a sketch. And I'm going to choose my plane. It's always good practice to do it whatever you think you're going to be doing. Like if I'm going to start a piece, I'm looking down on it first. I should probably start on this plane. So this is the plane I'm going to start on. So you do want to start at the beginning. You want to make sure you want to be as close to the center as you can. So when you do this, if you create, if we do on the line tool, there are all different things we can do. There's a rectangular. This is rectangle from the center. So if I do that, I can start right here at the center. And now I know I'm on the center. Again, good practice to always start in the center. Okay, so if you look over here, I started piece number 3 because 3 was selected. That's what happened. Okay, so here's my sketch. All right, so let's just move this over here. Home means I get a nice 3D view. All right, because I was in piece number 3, which was not what I wanted to do, but that's what I ended up doing because I had that one open. See how that one's active right there? That's my active component. I should have seen that. So that means this is active. This is what I'm actually using. Okay, so if I want to go over to piece number 1, I make that my active component. So now when I go in to make a shape, I'm going to make it on, again, here we go. Okay, so now I have, that's my active component. So here is my sketch for this one. This is why you want to make a component. So everything about each of these shapes is in here. Let's just finish this up. Okay, so now when I open up piece number 1, see this is the sketch. Okay, and then if I make this one my active component and I open this up, this is my sketch for that one. Okay, so let's dimension our sketches. Let's just go in here and I'm now double clicking, so I'm like this. I want it to fit to view. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say fit. Okay, now it's going to go in there. Now talk a little about a constraint. So see how these look weird guys right here. These are all your constraints. So you're saying this, if you don't want to know what it is, you go over it and it should tell you. Well, this is the equal one. That's a horizontal constraint right there. It tells you right there what it is. This one is the, over here, get it. Anyway, this just means that your lines are perpendicular. That's your perpendicular one. Okay, we're going to put it back in the middle. We're going to fit. Okay, so now, so it has these constraints automatically put in, but you see there's no check. If it's constrained, you have a check. That means nothing can, that just means that when it can't move, you've told it exactly where it wants to be, exactly the right size. So I'm going to do that for this. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say this is going to be, let's make that 60 millimeters. Right, and I'm going to make this one 40 millimeters. Okay, now see there's a little locked. That means this is constrained. That means I've told it everything it wants to do. It doesn't have any questions about what size is it. Is it perpendicular? That means it's fully constrained. It won't move. Okay, so that is that. So now let's say I want to make this piece 3D. I go in here. Okay, the sketch is done. I finish my sketch. Always finish your sketch. Now I want to see it over here kind of in 3D mode like this. And now I'm going to pop it up. I'm going to extrude it. And I'm going to pull her up. Right? I'm going to tell her which side to do. I'm going to do 7 millimeters this way, or I could do it on both sides. So it's kind of in the middle of it. So it's going up and down in the middle. I could do it so it is, let's just do the one side. Okay. All right, so those are just some very basic, make it fit, some very basic just kind of how to get around it, how to start components, how your sketches work. So if you want to edit something, you can go inside here. It's all in there. All the information is inside here. So if you wanted to redo your sketch, you could go back in, and now I can change this sketch, the dimensions on this. So, okay, so if I finish that sketch, I've changed the sketch dimensions, but the extrusion is the same. I've just switched the sketch. Okay, I hope that's helpful.